This is where we're at on the brake rotor. Just got back from the muffler shop. Took the this wheel and everything where I had the Torx bit bolt. I broke off the Torx bit in there, so I tried, couldn't get the Torx bit out. So I took this to the muffler shop. They welded a bolt on the end of the welded a bolt on top of that bolt, and then was able to, turn it loose with a ratchet and socket and finally get that bolt off. So we're disassembling the rotor now, fixing to take it off. I've got new rotor bolts on the way from ProBolt, so they should be the same color as this valve stem cap right here. So I can't, although I got this done, but I'm still stuck until those new bolts come in. So this is the thing I say all the time, is like, I like working on these bikes, but when something goes wrong, then it goes wrong. And you're kind of stuck until you get a new part or something. But next thing I have to do, that O2 sensor dangling right there, I gotta clip that in half, wire up plugs to where I can plug those wires back in together. It's 4 wires, 2 negatives and 2 positives. So the two positive are fine. Those are 2 different colors, but the 2 negatives are both black. So I gotta find some way to distinguish the difference. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is just put a black dot with a permanent marker on one of the plugs to show them which one goes to which, or something like that. But O2 sensor will go back in the new exhaust. And for the exhaust, I was able to talk to the guy at RaceFit, nice gentleman. The specs for that Y pipe or mid pipe was, I told him what I did to get it on there, and I told him probably if you had another 2 millimeter. He disagreed with me that that's too much, so maybe 1 millimeter of play would have gotten it on there without me having to take the headers off. But yeah, that's what we did. And apparently I ordered an exhaust for an MT10. So the only difference between the exhaust that fits the R1 and the MT10 is the mounting bracket, which you see back here. As you see, the bolts don't match up, or the holes. So I don't know if it was me or the website, but when I was looking at the website, it looked like, I thought an MT10 and an R1 are the same because it's the same motor, right? And on the website, you couldn't really pick one for an R1. It just said MT10/R1. So that kind of reinforced my thinking, well, it was the same thing. But apparently you were supposed to distinguish the difference between an MT10 and an R1 because of that bracket. So basically what I've got to do, the exhaust fits, it's not going anywhere. I've got to fabricate a bracket to, bolt up that rear set to that hanger right there for the exhaust, which is not a big deal. I've done that before. Fabricated brackets even for license plate holders, which I'm going to do on my 07 over there. Because this one right here came with a license plate holder, and it was actually tucked up under the rear tail. Well, that's illegal, so I had to bend it back out. So that's what I did, and it's actually the way I like it now. I like mine to be bent outwards like that, where it cleans up underneath there. But that one over there did not come with a license plate holder, and my 06 and my 01 were bought brand new. So I took all that plastic junk off and made my own license plate holders. So I just fabbed my own license plate holders, and I like doing that better, so that way I can get it the way I want it. But getting back to the exhaust thing, so what I'm going to do is I've got some stainless steel flat bar. I'm going to cut that and weld it and fabricate something to hold it. And then once I get it to the dimensions and kind of mock it up, I'm going to order a piece of titanium flat bar, get it here, and then make it to the dimensions that I make for this stainless steel one. But that's later down the road. That's not anytime soon. And then I'll paint it black and everything like that to where it matches the bike and whatnot. But yeah, that's where we're at. Still waiting on the smog block off plate so I can clean up the front end, get all the bodywork put back on. The smog block off plate should be here today or tomorrow, I hope. And then we'll get that on, get that O2 sensor wired up, the other side wired up, and then we'll throw all the bodywork back on. Yep, that's where we're at. But good news is, like I said, we got the rotor bolt out, so now we can swap out the rotor, and as soon as the bolts come back in, bolt that back up, throw on the new underslung caliper bracket, bolt that to that, throw on the rear tire, the rear will be done. So, yep, it's coming together. Catch you in the next one. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Still working away at the stage 2 build. So here's what I've gotten done thus far. I've gotten the smog block off plates came in. I'll show you those. Black plates right here. One here and one here. And took out the valve, I think it's called the pair valve, and the this is all for emissions, by the way. And the little trick to get around that was doing the marble mod, which you shove a marble down in there, see it, and that blocks out the hose once you flash the ECU. So I know what some of you are going to ask, well, why, if you already fixed that, why get rid of this? This is about 5 pounds worth of hunk of shit. This is thanks to your emissions and all the green new scam Biden bullshit. Matter of fact, Yamaha was going to quit making R1s, I think, because of all this regulation bullshit. Yeah, so 5 pounds worth of bullshit. I've also got the swing arm covers on, carbon fiber, both sides, so that looks pretty good. And I went to the hardware store, Ace Hardware, because I needed some more connectors. So what I did was I cut this O2 sensor off, and I got these connectors where I can just connect these back up, which I may have already shown you. By the way, I've been sick for the past couple of days, so I haven't worked on this in 2 or 3 days. So yeah, I've forgotten my place and where we were at and everything. But yeah, so I went to the hardware store, I took this, and I was like, you know what, if I can find a bolt, because I've tried finding bolts to fit in that hole right there at the exhaust, and cannot find one, right? But I was like, well, this time, since I've got this cut off, I might be able to match it up that way. And lo and behold, I found it, the missing bolt. So I found this at Ace Hardware. It is a 1/2 inch diameter, fine thread, standard Allen head bolt. And it actually fits down in there almost perfect. I think the thread pitch is off just a smidge, like probably a couple hundredths or maybe less. So yeah, I think I can get it in there though with the proper amount of force. But yep, so I got that. And then while I was there, I was like, I saw these little brackets for $1.50. And I was like, you know what? That might work. So what I was thinking about doing, I've got 2 of them, because I'm going to have to do like one this way and then one the other way. I don't know if it's going to work yet, but I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is fabricate this, try to anyway. We'll drill a hole in it, try to get these to match up. Yeah. And these are like tin, so they're almost like light as aluminum. So yeah, and they're rigid enough to hold a exhaust on. So yeah, get these fabbed up, and if it works out well, I'll paint them and bolt that thing together, and should be good to go. So that's where I'm at. I gotta finish this O2 sensor. Now that I got the bolts, I don't have to cut the other O2 sensor and wire it up like I did these. I can just plug this one up and then tape it up real good with electrical tape and zip tie it up like I had it before. And those bolts I can get put in the exhaust. And now that I got the smog plates on, we can start buttoning this thing up, like get the tank back on, the air box, side panels, all that stuff. And we can focus on the front end and then the rear end. So I'm gonna do the front end first because I'm still waiting on the rotor bolts to come in. So here's the new rotor on there, but I just kind of put the pre-existing bolts in there just to kind of hold it in place until the new ones get here. But yeah, that's what I'm waiting on there. So steady as she goes, boys, and we'll get there eventually. Catch you in the next one. All right, time for another update, everyone. So got the bodywork almost put back on. I'll get into that in a second. So I did get the brake lines done in the front. Whoop. Got a little bit of zip tying to do up there, but brake lines are done. I got them bleeded nice and tight. Got the bodywork, starting to put it back on. Fixing to go try and work up a bracket for that spot. And I saw these rear sets like mine online for really cheap. So I swapped those out for the blue ones instead of the red ones, which I have up here. I'm putting up for sale. Yeah, like that. But yeah, I still gotta add oil, but I can't do that until I can get the rear tire. And that's the holdup right now. Whoever I ordered these bolts from, Pro Bolt, take about almost 3 weeks to freaking order a little pack of bolts. So, or ship them to me. I'm really not happy with the shipping on all these products I've been ordering. It's taken weeks, months on some things, and that's just ridiculous. You know, my older bikes, my 01, my 06, I never had a problem buying something online and it showing up that week. Nowadays, it's like, oh, this is motorcycles. Who gives a crap, it seems like. So they just ship it whenever they want to ship it, and they take forever to do it. It's just really annoying. So it's holding me up big time. This should have been a 1 week, week and a half at max. I did run into some problems, but yeah, the shipping is I get to a sticking point where like I'm waiting on parts. I'm waiting on parts. I think I ordered all the parts and then I come across something and I don't have all the parts. So anyway, I did get the frame covers on, the carbon fiber frame covers. And so yeah, the rear sets were new. I didn't have those in the original parts display. I figured, what the hell, if I'm waiting months for this freaking pack of bolts to come in, ordered rear sets, and I got here faster. Imagine that. Got this side on over here. And what else? Oh, I got a clutch lever on the way. This is the last red piece. Whoever had this bike before thought it was a good idea to take red levers, or red pieces of levers, and red rear sets to put on a black and blue bike. I don't know, friggin' dumb. But whatever. So yeah, it's coming together. Just once again, waiting on more parts. Still got to put oil in it, like I said. And I got to add brake fluid. I can't put in brake fluid until I get the rear tire on the caliper on the disc. Because once I start, compressing that cylinder on there, it's going to get tight, and I need to have fluid in there to tighten it up and bleed it properly. So I'm waiting on that. Just that rear tire is what's holding me up now. Oh, did run across another small problem. These carbon fiber bits I ordered. So this is the carbon fiber piece that goes in right here. The little dash kind of cover or whatever. And this whole assembly is wrong. Not only that, this friggin' tabs on here, they epoxied on the back. Like, that is just shit product, I can make it work. I can cut this up here, like that much off of it to make it fit. But come on, man. I'm not happy about that right now. I can make it work, but this side went in just fine. See? That side's like smooth as glass. Went in just no problem. Oh, and I did put the carbon fiber computer cover, ECU cover on there. So we're good to go on that. So yeah, we're just waiting on freaking bolts for a damn rotor on the wheel. It's literally like an envelope full of bolts. It's that small. And it takes them almost 3 weeks to get here. Well, actually, I just checked on it. It's going to be here this Thursday. So it will be 3 weeks. 3 friggin' weeks for a pack of bolts. To say that's really frustrating is an understatement. So I'm about to head over to try to make this bracket. Wish me luck on that. So I'm going to take my measurements on this little gap right here between this foot peg bolt hole and that. And what I'm going to do is bend this piece I got at the hardware store and then drill some holes and then grind it down to where it's the size of a bracket. So, yep. Anyway, that's where we're at, and catch you guys on the next one. All right, what's going on, everyone? Back to the channel, back to the R1M build again. So we finally got our missing bolts in today. So, as you know, in the last update I gave, I broke a rotor bolt. So I'm gonna go ahead and say something controversial here. I do not like Loctite. And I know people are gonna probably not be so happy with me saying that. Oh, you need to Loctite these bolts, you need to Loctite those bolts. I have not had an issue in my years of working on bikes, or cars for that matter, where I needed Loctite on down bolts, because this right here fucked me. Someone Loctite these bolts on, and I snapped off a Allen head inside the bolt, like I showed in one of my previous updates. So I had to order new bolts. They finally came in today. Yep, so 3 weeks. 3 weeks to get that little envelope of bolts from ProBolt. They're based out of the UK, so 3 weeks. Fucking ridiculous. I've basically been just sitting here waiting for that to come in. I also have been working on the bracket. I didn't say just sitting here. I've been working on the bracket to get this ready. So here's what I've got so far. Started out with this, which was $1.50, hardware store. And I've got this. So this is gonna go, which way did it go last time? Like this? Yep, like this. Nope, like that. So I've got some trimming to do on this one, but this one, as you can see, it's, once I drill a hole, it's pretty much behind that flange, so it's gonna match up nicely. So I've got some more trimming to do on this. So what I did was, I took that bracket that I showed you a minute ago and put it into a vise, bent it back the other way. Once I made my measurement, it's about a little more than a ½ inch. I gave myself a couple millimeters play.
And then I took a bench grinder and I grind this down, right? Well, that was without me having the bike there, because I had to go over to someone's house to get this because I didn't have a bench grinder. So I got it close, and what I'm gonna do now is just put like a mark on it once I get it back on there, and take a Dremel tool and Dremel this off. I bought a cutting wheel to go through metal, so that, and I got some cobalt bits, so I think I can get this, shave off some excess here to get it down, and then once I get it to fit, drill some holes and mount it up, see if it mounts good. If it does, we'll paint it, and that's it. But yeah, it's pretty light, you know. I feel pretty confident about that, especially all it's going to do is just hold that exhaust in place. So no need to go out and buy some super expensive titanium or aluminum bracket. This is just tin metal, so it's still pretty light. And yeah. So once we get these bolts put back in, we'll start working on the rear tire and getting that caliper put back on, get the sensor, and then we'll start working on the bracket. And drop the thing down, put some oil in it, make sure we got the oil right, and then I'm gonna do some checks because I have not started this bike. So I've got the new radiator fluid in it, change the hoses, change the oil, put a new filter on it, put the magnetic oil plug in there, and of course I got the race filter over on the other side. So I've changed some things on here, and once I start this thing up with the brake fluid and new engine oil and new coolant, I just want to make sure everything's buttoned up nice and tight, there's no leaks. I'll probably give it a test ride just to make sure everything's good to go on it before I, ride it. But yeah, and then hopefully we'll do a video with the exhaust. I'm expecting this thing to be pretty loud. I have not even started it yet, so I don't even know. But I'm really looking forward to it. And also, we got another part here. So this is a clutch lever, Brembo clutch lever to match the Brembo master cylinder. So that way we don't look retarded like whoever put this red ASV lever on there. Yeah, that one clutch lever was $200. Ridiculous. I do say though, it was where I bought it from was good on shipping. All the other parts I bought is taking like 3 weeks on bolts. It's just retardedly stupid. And then I got this one carbon piece, so I gotta do a little bit of fab to this. There's the light in the way, and that's hitting it. So I'm gonna cut some of that carbon off with the Dremel tool to get it to fit. But that's where we're at. We're almost done. The finish line is in sight. So catch you guys in the next one. All right, another quick update. So we're almost done, and I ran into a major problem. But first, we got the belly pan on, got the rear wheel on, got the lock nut in place, got the bolts in for the rotor, and the new caliper, the Brembo caliper, is not clearing this fin right here when I try to put it on. So it's looking like I'm gonna have to take that rear wheel off and find a fix online. I don't know what it's gonna be, don't know what I'm gonna have to do, but that I don't even know what to call that thing, to be honest with you. I mean, the rotor bolts to it, but why it's got those fins on it, hell if I know. But it's hitting the rear caliper, so I can't get the rear caliper on. But there's the, as before the caliper was up top, and now the rear slung bracket moves the caliper down low. So that's where the new caliper position is going to be. And got everything put back together. I even got the new clutch lever on, the Brembo clutch lever, and Pro Bolt adjuster right there, blue adjuster. Put the chain on the tire. Yeah, man, I was really looking forward to getting this thing done, firing it up, and now we got problems. So I gotta get online and figure out what the fix is going to be for that. Because to be honest with you, I don't even know at this point. But looks good. Looks real good. Still haven't added oil yet. Thinking about go ahead and, I mean, it's sitting without the stand now, so I'll go ahead and get some oil in it, crank it up, let it run. See what that exhaust sounds like. I didn't work on the bracket yet. Maybe I might want to do that before I crank it up, in case that pipe starts to wiggle or something. Yeah, I think I'll work on that tomorrow. I'm gonna take a break for tonight and get online, do some research on that one piece, see if I can't figure out what's going on with it. So that's where we're at. Another problem, another day. Talk to you later. Good morning, everyone. We're in a little town called Mineral Bluff. Heading to Asheville, North Carolina to Superbikes Unlimited to pick up a part, which I'll explain later. So yeah, it's just an update. Got to get this build done. So we made it to Asheville, or Arden, which is just outside of Asheville, and we picked up this rotor adapter, which this name, when I was trying to search it online, going by Partzilla, they calls it a plate disc, right? And if you're looking at the manual, that's what it says, plate disc. But they call it a rotor adapter, which this makes more sense, a rotor adapter. So this will replace the stock or OEM, and what it does is your rotor bolts here, and this bolts to the wheel, and then this is for your sensor, for your traction control sensor, flywheel or whatever. But yeah, so now the caliper, the Brembo caliper, that I didn't know I needed this part, will have clearance. So now the caliper can sit, well, I can't really do it right now, but now the caliper will sit with enough clearance below it, so it's not hitting this rotor adapter. So it's a pretty nice part. I wished I would have known this when I got the caliper and the underslung bracket, because I could have bought it all together rather than have to drive up here to Asheville. It's about a 3-hour drive for me, and some of y'all think I'm crazy for doing this. You're gonna drive 3 hours to pick up a part. Well, we're actually gonna have a little bit warm weather here in Georgia, and I can't ride without this. So yeah, that's why I drove up here to get it. And shipping right now is horrendous. It took 3 weeks to get a pack of bolts. I mean, that's just crazy to me. And then FedEx would have cost me just as much in gas just to drive up here. And I like driving through the mountains. It helps me think. So this was a win-win kind of for me. Well, I had to be a win-win. I had to do it pretty much. But yeah, so we're heading back home. We're going to slap this thing on and hopefully go ride maybe today or tomorrow, depending on the temperature and the rain. It was kind of raining on me a little bit this morning on the way up here. But anyway, that's the update for now. I won't hold you. Oh, and I did talk to a guy with Strike Racing, which his wife works there at Superbikes Unlimited, and was talking with them about racing and stuff like that. He actually is one of the mechanics for Matthew Skoltz and those guys. So I was talking with him about the Moto America series and so Skoltz is going to be going back to Superbike on R1 this year. Freddie with Superbikes Unlimited, he didn't say what his plans were now that their rider is switching over to Ducati for money reasons. But yeah, it was kind of cool to sit there and talk some racing with him. It was pretty fun. Anyway, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd about this stuff. So anyway, talk to you guys later on the next update. All right, everyone. We made it back from Asheville. Got the rear wheel off, and I got this what the manual calls a plate disc. And that is not a plate disc. So when I ordered this from Superbikes Unlimited, it calls it a rotor adapter, which makes more sense. Which I think I explained that in the car on the way back. But yeah, so the Brembo caliper can't go on the rotor because it's hitting these fins right here. This is the OEM one. This came off the bike. And this is the new one. So you can see the difference. So I'm hoping when I get this back on, we won't have any more problems. So FYI, if you're trying to upgrade to the Brembo caliper, you're gonna have to swap out the rotor adapter. Now I tried looking online, couldn't find plate disc anywhere. So I was like, let me go back to where I bought the stuff from, which is Superbikes Unlimited, and there it was. And they actually have a kit on there, which to me, it's kind of pointless. I mean, I bought the underslung bracket, and then it gives you the option of what caliper you want to buy. So I bought the Brembo. Said nothing about having to buy a rotor adapter. So just FYI, and putting it out there, you will not be able to do that unless you buy the rotor adapter. And this is for a 2024 R1, because this crap right here, I don't even understand why they made it this way. Like, what the hell's up with these fins? That's like purposeful to me. And it's obviously heavier, but not by much. It's probably, I don't know, a pound, maybe. Heavier than the new one. But yeah, why do you need these fins on there? Come on, Yamaha, I mean, really. They could have designed this with this piece right here and would not even have to touch this. So part of me thinks they did it just for the aftermarket parts business, but I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments, what do y'all think? Later. Oh, we're gonna finish this thing up tonight, I hope, and this will be second to last video. What up, everybody? So we are done with the phase 2 of the R1M build. So here's what we got. Been out riding it, checking it, testing the brakes. Probably gonna bleed the rear just a little bit more. Try to get that lever to grab as soon as I start pushing down on it. So I'm gonna try to bleed it just a little bit more. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. We still have the last phase to do, which would be the Cormoto wheels and the Brembo front calipers. But turned out pretty good, I think. I'm gonna start it up and let you guys hear the exhaust, which is loud as all get out. I gotta do it out here because it's so freaking loud. Blowing flames a minute ago when it was nice and hot, but yeah, we did pretty good on this one. So that will wrap up the phase 2 build. So I'm gonna start editing this video here in the next day or so and try to get it posted for you guys on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Help the brother out, and I'm trying to push to 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, that's it for now. Later, guys.